stream for the Twitch with the sounds and the audio and the glaive and the thing with the buttons and the sound and it's working. Yay. And Dementia Radio now and recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast, brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice!
Hey, Luke Ski!
We have a pre-recorded interview with Carrie Dahlby!
We do! We also have a pre-recorded interview with Via Bella coming up later in the show. But first, welcome to episode 802 of the Funny Music Podcast for Thursday, October 30th, 2025. Title of this week's episode is Slow Bubble, which I just put in the chat, and you know what to do. So, let's do the thing.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke bailed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
Oh, he's right.
So, Luke, what you been up to?
Well, right now I'm driving home from work on the 5, and things are not, in my little car here, things are not moving very fast, so I'm kind of in my own little slow bubble here.
For some reason, the thing is not switching to you. It is on speaker view.
Oh.
Say something.
I will say things that are loud now. Are people seeing me?
No. It's still on.
Hello.
I mean, I can.
Weird.
I can see you, but it's. All right. If I pin you, you show up. Okay. Now let's remove the pin. Okay. And you're still there. Okay.
And I will say words now for speaking. Is it?
It's still on
Has
you.
things gotten any better?
It's still on you.
Okay.
It hasn't switched back to me when I talk. This is going to be annoying. You go, and I'll figure this out later.
Well, Saturday I went to Kalani's best friend Ella's wedding, where I was basically, support for Kalani and her mother, who I, got to meet. She's a very lovely woman, and it was a wedding. They did not have a mini comedy music concert of any kind, which is what I like at weddings.
Indeed, yes.
But so Ella and her Hispanic, Mexican, etc., and tons of weddings. At some point there's going to be like romantic slow dances and stuff. Because I assume that, because I'm thinking in terms of I want to give Kalani the best time ever. So at some point I'll be like doing a slow dance with her, and that will make her feel all happy and lovey-dovey and romancy type stuff. But apparently, when all of the folks of that culture, their weddings have no slow dancing parts, because every song is like it's like all this like horns and music I've heard a million times at quinceañeras, and I think these songs seem to be designed that like every 45 seconds you think the song is over, because like the drums drop out and like the music kind of seems like it's doing something that seems like it could be an ending, and then it goes and it just kind of keeps going. It's like in a high tempo nonstop, and it's not like I was disappointed, but I was just kind of like feeling like, well, I was ready to do my job as the good boyfriend and be all romantical, but those DJs weren't having it. And she's like, like, oh no, Luke, you poor white boy, you don't know what's going on. I was like, well, I've been to quinceañeras. I've heard this kind of music before. I just assumed at some point there'd be a break in it. They didn't play. They did the one song that was like, oh, they reached down and found something from my generation to play. They played "Jump Around" by House of Pain. That was
nice.
the one track that I could say was entirely from my generation. And
Can I just say,
they did the chart.
I want a whole album of you going because I think that'd be great.
Yeah, there's certain people, who probably would have, would sample that and then just turn that into a track and then put it on the FuMP Sideshow or something. So what was the other thing? Oh, yeah, so they did the Cha-Cha Slide, which I filmed them doing. I did not participate myself. And then on the drive back to the hotel after it was over, I played for them the Dada Slide just to explain to her, like, oh, by the way, I have my own version of that song. It's not a direct parody, but here, check this out. And I played it for her and her mom. And I don't think her mom had heard any of my other comedy songs before. So that was her first exposure to my comedy music was the Dada Slide. So anyway, and then Monday night after work, I managed to zip over to Disneyland and hang out with them for another couple hours just so I could, again, spend some quality time with my girl and her mom, so yeah, rest of the time it's just been work. I am trying to figure out a way, like I literally, like 2 days ago, while I was at work, I did the math and I figured out if I can storyboard 2.5 seconds worth of my animatic every day, I can get it done by early March like I want to. So what I guess I'll have to do to make this work, because I get home from work and I'm exhausted. But, and as much as I'm not a morning person and I don't like getting up early, it would make more sense if I could, because I have to leave my house between like 10 and 10:30 to make sure I get to work by 11. So if I figure out, like, if I get up at, 8 a.m., take a shower, wake myself up, and I could spend a couple hours working on my animatic and try to get 2.5 seconds worth done every day, then, and possibly, more than that on my actual full days off, then I can get this thing done by early March like I want to. And I kind of said, all right, that's my new resolution. I'm going to do that. I'm going to start tomorrow. And then later that same day, my boss came to me and said, by the way, tomorrow you're starting at 9:30 a.m. instead of 11:30 a.m. And I said, okay, fine, that's just one day. Whatever, I'll deal with it. And then they came to me today and said, by the way, tomorrow you're starting at 8:30 a.m. It's like, fuck you. I'm trying to make a positive change.
It's almost like they bugged your apartment and are listening to your plan, make these plans. They're like, how can we mess with Luke today?
That's pretty much the way that job feels a lot of the time. They've bugged my brain. They just know, Anyway, I mean, part of me suspects the reason why they bumped it back to 8:30, besides the fact that there's a lot of mail, is that they realize, oh, well, it's actually Halloween. So maybe if I'm lucky, and I actually work the 6 hours I'm supposed to, I'll be able to, leave work by, 2:30 or 3:15, and then Kalani's going to drive out to Burbank, and she's meeting up with me because we're going to a friend of me and Tony's is having a Halloween party at her place in Pasadena, so that me and Kalani can actually go to a proper Halloween party and wear our costumes and stuff like that. So it would be nice if I could, be getting home earlier than I was expecting to. But today I worked an 8-hour shift and I'm exhausted, and it's 7:09 and I'm still driving home, and I still have at least another 20 minutes to go. So basically, this stupid job is my life now, and I'm fighting to figure out ways to be able to work on my animatic. I also want to figure out, I basically want to relaunch my Patreon page. I mean, it's still there. People are still giving me some amount of money every month, but I need to turn that into an actual source of income because this job isn't paying me enough, and I need to find other sources of income from somewhere. So if I can figure out how to come up with something to offer, patrons that will be worth their money to subscribe or increase their subscriptions so that maybe I'm earning, an extra amount of money a month that's in the hundreds instead of in the tens of dollars, that would really help me get by. So that's another project I need help figuring out. But yeah, that's and I'm not ready to announce more things yet, but I have been working on MarsCon. I've reached out to enough artists that if everybody who I've reached out to all get back to me and say yes, then I pretty much have a full lineup ready to go. So that I'm pretty happy with the selection of artists we have. We have at least one new act to MarsCon, and we have some acts, or at least one act that hasn't been there in a few years. So, yeah, it'll be fun.
Sweet.
Anyway, what have you been up to, Devo Spice?
Mostly birthday shenanigans because two of my kids have birthdays in October. So one of them was yesterday. Darren turned 20 yesterday. And this past Sunday, we had a combined birthday party for both of them because they're at the age now where they kind of don't care. Like when they were little kids, it was important that they each had their own birthday party. But they're 18 and 20 now, and they're like, whatever. So last year, the year before, we decided to just combine them just so that my parents didn't have to make 2 trips from Connecticut in October. So we had that party on Sunday, which was fun. Lots of ice cream, lots of junk food. Ate way too much food, like I always do. Saturday was like the senior day at the high school for like the football players and the cheerleaders and the marching band. And Jeremy is on marching band. So I went with him and escorted him out onto the field while the crowd cheered and stuff. It was pretty cool. And then I sat and I watched the rest of the football game. And I've never seen a team...
By the way, is the camera still on me or is it on you now?
Nope, it switched to me. It seems to have started working now.
Okay,
I don't know what happened, but it's working now. I've never seen a football team avoid kicking so much. Like their punter must have been so bad because they had 2 chances to go for a field goal and didn't. And they were on the 12-yard line or something like that. So it was like an easy field goal. And they didn't do it. And they didn't do it twice. And both times they were unable to convert the 4th down. And then they got a touchdown and they did not go for the extra point. They tried to do a 2-point conversion and again failed. And then the one time they had to do a kick I think they were starting the 4th quarter. I don't remember, but it was a kickoff thing. No, our team scored a touchdown. No, it was after I don't remember. They were kicking the ball, and they lined up to do an onside kick and just completely screwed it up. So all I can think of is my son's team won 14-6. Had they gone for the field goals and the extra point, it would have been 14-13, which would have completely changed the game, especially in the 4th quarter. So I've never seen a team avoid kicking so much. It was bizarre. And I'm not a football guy, but I have seen some games here and there. But it was so weird. But anyway, tomorrow for Halloween, I won't be doing anything Halloween related because Darren has a swim meet. So we're going down to Montclair. We're going to watch him swim. And we're not going to be back in time to give out candy or anything. So we've just started eating the candy I bought. Yeah. And then Darren's girlfriend ran into the same problem. Her and her parents bought candy for Halloween, forgetting that they're also going to be at Darren's swim meet. So they gave us the candy. So we're eating their candy too. And because when I get really busy and just have so much to do that I don't know what to do, my brain typically goes, how about a new project? So this afternoon I put out a call for new ridiculous rap topics. So if you have an idea for a ridiculous rap song, specifically a Christmas song, because I'm going to be posting this in December, send it my way, and we'll make it happen. And I'm actually going to do something a little different this time that I'm not going to announce just yet, just in case it doesn't happen, because it might not happen. But yeah, I have plans. Things are happening up here, besides the normal mayhem and chaos and stuff. So, all right, that's all that's going on with me. So let's get into our first song and our first interview. Here is a new one by Carrie Dahlby, which is actually a cover of a song by Tom Smith. Here is Pumpkin King.
Oh, better far that I should die here in the graveyard where I lie than play a violent, snarky part with a severed head and a ripped-out heart. Away with the awful slasher flicks, where worn-out monsters have worn-out shticks. No, I'll be true to the song I sing, and live and die the Pumpkin King. For I am the Pumpkin King, and it is a glorious thing to be the Pumpkin King. I am the Pumpkin King.
He is, hurrah for the Pumpkin King!
My Santa Claus try was foolish, and I shall be the Pumpkin King.
He is, hurrah for the Pumpkin King! Hurrah for the Pumpkin King!
When my Sally comes to watch me dance, I assume a proudly spooky stance. I evoke a few more screams, it's true, as an undead monarch ought to do. But many a king, if he'd celebrate, must follow the dictates of his fate. And I might scare every girl and boy, but it's all in fun, and they scream with joy. For I am the Pumpkin King.
He is too right for the Pumpkin King!
And it is a spoopy thing to be the Pumpkin King. I am the Pumpkin King.
It's that whole, being dead thing!
Bring round my hearse, I've one more verse to sing as Pumpkin King.
He is bonsai for the Pumpkin King! Kawaii the Pumpkin King! He is my waifu! Notice me, senpai!
That child who waits in the pumpkin patch for presents from my secret stash will soon find out to his shock and fear that his blue blanket's not that sincere. I've got some tricks that aren't so nice for purveyors of all things pumpkin spice, and stores whose Christmas stuff's on display will learn to wait till after my day. For I am the Pumpkin King.
Yeah, blah, blah for the Pumpkin King.
Christmas had its run, Halloween's more fun when you're the Pumpkin King. I am the Pumpkin King. And I'm keeping my eye on Thanksgiving since I'm the Pumpkin King.
He is for the Pumpkin King. Hurrah for the Pumpkin King.
I am here with Carrie Dahlby. How you doing, Carrie?
I'm hanging in there.
I'm also here with Carrie Dahlby.
Yay. I'm trying to figure out how to let my phone to let me see both of you at the same time.
Gallery view. Is the thing you want to look for.
So we probably should just chat and not worry about that.
So so give us the story behind Pumpkin King.
Okay, well, first I'm going to tell you about, so that I'm going in chronological order. I'm going to go back to about 2.5 years ago, when I saw Madison Matricula Roberts posting on her Facebook about, hey, let's get together and do a FuMP cover album, and we'll swap each other's songs.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember her talking about that.
I thought that was neat, but I didn't get in early enough to have one of my songs covered. And then I got one of the random songs because I didn't go through and listen to pick a song. And now, of course, I forget the name of the song and the artist, but it was a song about kind of like a fantasy song about kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons type of game, like taking place in the woods with some like fantastical creatures and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up actually doing it a cappella, just nothing, because I was so late in submitting and I had no plan. And then I found out that that's how some people were doing it anyway. And I thought it was kind of neat. And what I mean, for my personal life, the best thing about it was that it got me recording. You know, I had, in order to record the song, I had to record the song. So, it
Funny how that works.
yeah, kind of helped me kind of get out of a rut. And I think it was not too long after that I did the Tom Lehrer cover. And so that helped a lot. And then the next year came around, and they're doing volume 2 of the FuMP cover. I don't know. I typed it all in my description. Of course, now I can't remember all the exact names. The album names are something like Cover to Cover, Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3. And, you have to go to Bandcamp and search for like FuMP cover project or some shit. Anyway, so last year, instead of letting the randomizer choose for me, I deliberately picked a song by a guy named Chuck Parker, that is a Stranger Things song. And it's not really comedy, but it's FuMP, it's Spanish. And the thing that made me laugh about the song was that at first I didn't get it while I was listening to it, and then it suddenly hit me. The song is called Breathe Sunflower Rainbow. And that one I did with an actual instrumentalist, who's the same one who helps me this year. But I'm not allowed to tell you where I met the guy. But
okay,
you and me and Luke are in a group with him, so you've talked to him too.
Okay.
Well, he's been a part of FuMP tracks before, and now he's a part of this FuMP track. That's
yeah. I just don't. I kind of look back and I couldn't find him actually credited on some other FuMP tracks, but this is not his first FuMP track. But okay, so this year, I got in time and submitted my Carrie Dahlby classic, "The World Is Made Of," to be covered. And although the randomizer assigned it, I was pleased with whom it was assigned to, but I'm not gonna say who because I don't want to give away the surprise. But it's definitely somebody y'all know. And then the randomizer gave me Tom Smith, and because I just did not have time to go listen to all those songs. I was dealing with so much shit. and I was like, oh, this is fitting. This is awesome. Maybe I'll get to do a funny song, and like, probably. And then like there was something about penguins, something, penguins making pizza or some shit, and or Pumpkin King. I like had to choose between the two songs, but like within the first 5 seconds of listening to Pumpkin King and realizing it was a parody from The Pirates of Penzance by Gilbert and Sullivan, I knew I was going to do Pumpkin King because The Pirates of Penzance is like basically my favorite musical of all time, I guess. And I could tell the story of how I got to know that, but I don't need to make this 90 minutes.
You're a musical theater kid. It's not like there's any kind of mystery to it. It's like,
to be fair, I went through a huge Pirates of Penzance phase when I was a kid too. I watched that like on repeat for like one summer.
Right? It's so good. It's so fucking good.
That and the parody film The Pirate Movie, which I think I'm the only person who remembers.
No. I remember the pirate movie.
Okay, Luke and I are the only people who remember the pirate movie.
I've heard of it, but I still haven't seen it. Yeah, and then of course, my child has an appropriate birthday to be attracted to that musical. And anyways, and yes, she has actually watched it more than once intentionally, which for her is big. So also, like, I mean, obviously the song is about Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas, which, I suppose it would make me sound like a big Nightmare Before Christmas fan. I'm not, but what happened was.
Did we lose
Carrie?
Carrie?
Still there?
I think we lost her. And it's not on my end for once. Yep, we lost her.
Well, here's Hubert. Wait, no.
Hi, Hubert.
The pirate movie was one of those movies that for a while HBO was just showing like on repeat like twice a day.
Yep, and I think I watched it every time it was on.
Yeah.
I had to do what I usually have to do and turn off the Wi-Fi because, God forbid, I should have a good Wi-Fi signal in my bedroom. Sorry about that. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, so I guess like what I was getting at before is that I've seen The Nightmare Before Christmas twice. Like once was like when it first came out, probably at the theater or shortly thereafter. And I guess it didn't leave a huge impression on me because I never went back to it until last year. For some reason, that was the only like Halloween movie I could convince Alexanne into watching together. And I was like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome. It's fucking stop motion. I love this shit. Yeah. So, I'm not like a big fangirl of the movie, but I'm definitely planning to, I'm definitely hoping to watch it again soon since it's almost Halloween. And I found it quite enjoyable. So, all these factors led me to cover The Pumpkin King by Tom Smith. I got Matricula's and Tom Smith's permission to post it on the FuMP prior to, as right now, the Filk album that there's a gnat that keeps flying in front of my face. It's really a fruit fly thing. Yeah. So, I got their permission to put it on the FuMP before the Filk album actually drops.
Oh, so this album's not out yet.
It's not out yet.
Cool.
Yeah, so you got what you wanted. You got something
preview
to the FuMP. And for now. And yeah. So and then it was really fun to make. I contacted Joe Jakubowski. I hope I'm saying his name right. And he was like, oh, at first he was like thinking of adding piratey things, but then when he realized what the song was actually about, he's like, well, no, never mind on that. And, it's two instruments, an actual real accordion, and I can't remember the exact name of it. It's in my description, but there's some little fucking tiny little keyboard that's specifically for making recorder sounds. And
It's according to your description, it's a Suzuki Andes 25F recorder keyboard.
yeah, and I was like, that's fucking awesome. It sounds really good, It doesn't sound synthetic or, you know what I mean, synthesized. And
I got to look this thing up.
originally there was also a cheesy click track to help recording it, but that of course isn't in the recording. And then I'm like, Luke, I need help. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I need so many background vocals, and I'm like already 2 weeks late, and I have a FuMP deadline. And
Well, so she reached out to me, and she's like, "Well, I want to do the usual thing we all kind of do, which is contact a bunch of other people from the FuMP to all be background vocalists on this thing. But in order to do that, I would need to have, some kind of example of what the background vocalist should be singing for them to listen to go by with the lyrics. So can you?
I only expected you to do one. I didn't expect you were gonna do.
Well, okay. So basically, it's like, so I listened to the song, intending to just, do one. And then I realized, like, that first of all, Tom had kind of written these parts, as Tom does, where kind of like there's the parts where, like, there's multiple voices singing together, but then for some of them, it would be like, oh, just one voice is saying something specific, or there's two voices saying things back and forth, or whatever. And I was like, well, those need to be delineated then, because it wouldn't make sense for the whole group to say those in unison. So I figured out that, okay, it's basically 4 other people, one of them being Beetlejuice, because he's referencing the Beetlejuice musical and the song from that, the whole being dead thing. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll make one Beetlejuice, and then I just kind of assigned, like, enthusiastic voice, which is basically me doing my own voice, just enthusiastically.
Kind of some of those other things are actual references, but we don't know what they are, and I just couldn't be bothered to go say, hey, Tom, what are these references to? Who are these characters? So maybe, in the future we'll find out.
Yeah, I thought that maybe those 2 that are going back and forth might have been, like, 2 of the 3 kids, Lock, Shock, and Barrel, like, so that's kind of where my head was at, but I wasn't sure who was who, but I'm like, all right, well, I'll make one try to sound like a witch or something, and then the other will just be my own voice, just enthusiastic and higher pitched. Oh, look at this boy, look at this. Now he's gonna stop doing it.
All I got is a gnat, and it just won't leave me alone. It is all over. Yeah, but also that's because I shut my door and my pets are outside. Hi, Cubert.
And then the 4th voice, I just kind of assumed was meant to be like Oogie Boogie, because he's kind of mocking Jack a little bit. So I'm like, all right, well, those are the 4 voices. I'll do 4 takes using those 4, and then I realized, oh wait, there's a sound effect of a turkey in there that Tom Smith threw in, and I'm like, well, it would take me a very short amount of time to find a turkey sound effect and make a track for that, just to make it one less thing for Carrie to do. So I made those tracks. I threw them in a Google Drive folder, and then did a quick bounce mix down to send that to Carrie so she could send it to other people. And I had already been talking to we have a private group, like, Facebook 4-person chat with me. It's Tony Goldmark, me, Agatha Vile, and Garrett Henry Smith, basically the 4 people from the U-Log episodes of Escape from Walt Disney. We call it the EFVD Character Clubhouse, and we just are always talking about goofy stuff. And I knew that both Garrett and Agatha were, like, huge Nightmare Before Christmas fans, so I had kind of pinged them because Carrie was wanting to contact other people from the FuMP, and was basically asking if I would help do that. And I'm like, well, first I'll wait and see if, make sure Carrie approves of what I did. And then by the time, it's like, Carrie listened to what I did. Carrie basically said, no, this is perfect. Okay, we don't need anyone else. All right, we're done.
It is good. And we were really pushing up on deadline. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't need to improve on perfection. It's already done. Luke finished it.
I mean, and I understand all that. I'm not faulting you for it. I was just saying that the plan was one thing until I did what I usually do, handed it off to you, and then you were like, okay, we're done. Wait, crap. Okay, I guess we're done now.
But I just didn't want. Yeah, it was just perfect, and I was like, at that point, I was like 48 hours or less before I had to send all the files off to Joe, and I was like, why mess with it and then try to ask people for recordings in such a short, time period to actually give them to do it when it's already done. So it's done. He even did this. He even got the gobble gobble sound effect. So I just love it. I just love the instrumental Joe made. I just love how it came out. And obviously I changed the key, to match, my chromosomes and stuff. But I still, you can probably still tell that I have a little bit of baritone envy. But it was kind of fun for me to sing it like that, kind of like, I don't have a Jack Skellington impression, so I went with, a quasi, like Kevin Kline impression, and it was really fun for me to do that.
It sounds really cool, and I think it's a great song to cover. And oddly, I had never heard the original. I don't know how I missed it, but I had never heard the original song. So,
well, Tom, he's so prolific.
He just cranks them out, yeah.
I believe that was on his compilation album of the tracks he put out in the year 2020. I think he called the album Arrivederci 2020.
Yeah, I'm looking at his Bandcamp page now about it.
So it's fairly recent.
Yeah. So I'll have to listen to the original to compare.
Yeah, and I sent it to Tom, and he was like, "Yay, this sounds really good," and yay. That's the story of that. And then I gotta say the thing that I forgot to say when I was here with Meow Meme. So now it's kind of an old message that I'm passing along. But on September 12th, when we got to talk to Weird Al, and I described myself as the first lady of the FuMP because I just felt that was the quickest way to explain who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it's technically true if you go by the word first and the word lady. I think there was over a year after the FuMP started before another lady submitted a song. Anyways, when he heard that, and I introduced him to Meow Meme and all that good stuff, and the story of meeting him that I already told on a previous episode. But then he was like, looked straight into my eyes, which I accepted, even though I'm autistic. I was like, this is Weird Al. He wants to look in my eyes. It's fine. He looked straight into my eyes and said really earnestly, for me to send his love to the FuMP and, to all y'all what FuMP. So that's not how he worded it. But so this is a belated and bleeding belayed message from Weird Al, sending love to all y'all FuMPers.
Excellent. Thank you.
And that's that.
All right, then.
That's
Do you have anything you need to you can plug?
Not yet, because the only thing would be the album that is going to come out on it didn't come out yet, but keep an eye on that space on Bandcamp.
Let me know when it comes out, and we will plug it on this very podcast.
So there's one more thing we could do, Carrie, if you felt comfortable doing it here, and this could be just other people don't have to see it. It's just important that I see it. You could send me that photo of Alexander you want me to see so that you can see my reaction live on video. Or do you want to...
Okay. Do it. Just talk amongst yourselves while I do this.
So the thing is, because privacy.
And we're not going to show the photo to others. Well, yeah. I'll let Tom see it. Not Tom as in Rockwell. But we're not gonna put it on the podcast. But
basically, the point is that Carrie mentioned to me like sometime in the past week that Alexander's like school picture for the year, has come home, and that she wanted to basically see a reaction video of me reacting to Alexander's school picture, which I still haven't seen. So it's like, as long as I'm being recorded on video and Carrie's here with me, she can send me the picture and I can look at it and she can see my reaction right here and now. And the rest of you can be left to wonder what it looks like, because podcasting, just use your imagination. You still there, Carrie? Or did you freeze again? Did everyone else freeze?
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what's happening with Carrie, but
dang it.
We lost her.
Probably because I was trying to ask her to do something on her phone while she was casting. So I don't know. I guess while we're waiting to see if she comes back, I wanted to say the movie, the pirate movie, I absolutely loved their version of Modern Major General. I love like the new lyrics they wrote for it.
Yeah.
Back then. Yeah. So, and now Carrie's back.
Okay, let me get back to trying to find the picture.
Just put it in the chat so it doesn't come up on the screen. Or I can edit it out later if it does. It's fine.
Okay.
Are you going to email it to me or are you going to text it to me?
I'm trying, but like my phone is being really stupid. I have a phone from 2019, so like basically it's obsolete at this point. Here, let me try this. Yeah, okay. Here it is. I have pressed send. It is sending. It is sent, but it still shows an undo button, which means it hasn't really sent. It hasn't really sent. Now it's sent.
Okay. Okay. All right. Here's my face in the middle of the screen. I'm saying words so that my face is on the screen when this happens. Here's me going to look at the picture. Nice. Was this all her choice and her doing, I assume?
Entirely.
Did you know about it ahead of time?
What do you mean know about it? I'm her mother. I'm the one who put it all together.
Oh, okay.
She's goth now.
Yeah.
I'm talking to Luke Ski and Devo Spice on this week's the FuMPCast.
Wait, the FuMPCast is currently recording?
Yes, and Luke just saw your school picture and just learned that you're goth.
Wait, so you filming this is currently live on the FuMPCast?
We're not live. We're pre-recording. We're
pre-recording this to air it on Thursday.
Yeah.
Pre-recording, and I turned the video off. She's wearing all black with black shoes. She has black shoes. She has black socks, and even black lipstick.
Well, she can still be Darth Vader for Halloween or Kylo Ren. So there you go. Well, it's an awesome picture. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
So,
all
right.
What?
My iPad's literally at 0.
Okay, that's important for the FuMPCast. You guys, Alexander's school iPad is literally at 0%.
All right.
Oh, dang. Well, in that case, we will let you all go.
I'm on the podcast.
Oh, dang. Okay, guys.
All right.
Good night.
Thanks, Carrie.
Bye.
Bye.
Meow.
Dr. Demento is retiring, and the FuMP is paying tribute.
Thanks for the music, the memories, dementia, and the
Fruits of the Smogberry Trees, the FuMP's tribute to Dr. Demento, is available now as a 2-CD set or digital download.
Demento, play my song.
Only 19 minutes long.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, trees of smoggy...
Featuring over 2 hours of music with your favorite FuMP artists paying tribute to Dr. Demento and covering some of his most popular songs.
Dead puppies!
Fruits of the Smogberry Trees, the FuMP's tribute to Dr. Demento, is now available in the store at thefump.com. That's TheFUMP.com. Order your copy now. Like, right now!
Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news. Where is my news? There's my news. Robbie Ellis is going to be on Jeopardy tomorrow night, October 31st. Check your local listings for whenever Jeopardy airs around you. If you are in the Chicago area, he's having a watch party at the Annoyance Theater in Lakeview. They're opening the bar early. Robbie will be there along with some friends and some Jeopardy alumni. In Chicago, it airs on ABC 7 at 3:30 p.m. local time, so be at the venue by then. That's the Annoyance Theater in Lakeview.
Hey, you know what? Robbie told me about this in advance because he invited me to be one of the audience members watching him play, and I had to turn it down because of my dumb job.
Well, that sucks.
Yay, employment.
Employment sucks. Via Bella has a new EP coming out tomorrow, also 10/31, called the Hope EP. It contains 5 tracks and will be available tomorrow at viabellaband.bandcamp.com. And it includes the track we're going to be hearing later in this episode. The FuMP's Dr. Demento tribute album is now finally available on streaming. Fruits of the Smogberry Trees, the FuMP's tribute to Dr. Demento, is now available on all your major streaming platforms, except its title is slightly different. For reasons that I don't understand, they wouldn't allow me to use the words "the FuMP" in the title. So the title on streaming is Fruits of the Smogberry Trees, a tribute to Dr. Demento. So it is what it is. Just search for Smogberry and you will find it.
Is the album listed as being by the FuMP?
Yes, it is. That was another thing. They for some reason, they asked me to move the FuMP from the title to the artist, and I was like, but it's a compilation album. It should be various artists. And they were like, just do that. And I was tired of arguing with them, so I just did it. Because I got a beard hair in my mouth. But, yeah, so the streaming platforms have a lot of dumb rules you got to follow. But they'll let any AI-generated crap up there. But, you know, us real artists have to follow the rules. All right. This was posted back in September, but I only saw it the other day. Weird Al was on Spongebob. He plays the poster at the beginning, a character named I Am Poster, the pirate who sings a slightly altered theme song in Bizarro Bottom. It's basically a parody of the theme song that Al sings. And I don't know the context because I haven't seen the episode. But it's Bizarro Bottom. I'm guessing it's like an alternate reality SpongeBob world. And they got Weird Al to sing the theme song. So if you can find that episode, check it out. Wacky Ben is looking for a news correspondent. He is seeking a new host for his Dumb News Break segment. This is his show's version of the Demented News with Whimsical Will. He is now accepting auditions. He is asking you to read 3 or 4 dumb news articles with included sound bites, just like Whimsical Will does on the Demented News. The stories should not be political or religious, with the only exception being like if someone proclaims themselves to be the Messiah or something. Deadline is December 1st, but he may extend it. And the winner will get to take over the Dumb News Break segment starting January 9th. Contact Wacky Ben for more information on how and where to submit your audition. And as I mentioned, I am now accepting suggestions for ridiculous rap Christmas songs. You can email them to me. I sent out an email earlier this afternoon. Just reply to that email. Go to my Facebook page and leave a comment on the picture there. Go to my personal Facebook page, leave a comment there, or go to my Instagram page and leave a comment there. I will see one of those, and I'm keeping track of them all. So if you have an idea for a ridiculous Christmas rap song, send it my way, and we'll get this going.
Chicken.
You got anything before tour dates? Besides chicken?
Not that I can think of, but I was going to ask, after tour dates, are there any comments at the end of the show that are directed towards me?
Towards you. No, and no.
Okay, because I think when you go into the interview, I'm going to take off because I need to hit a Halloween store and then go home, and because I'm completely exhausted.
Okay. No problem. All right, tour dates. Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goody hosting at the Bluebird. Sundays online, 2 Sleeps. The last Sunday of each month on Facebook, Lauren Mayer. Mondays online, Steve Goody and Brad Tassel at virtualcomedyshow.com. Wednesdays in San Francisco, California, Ben Vicini. On the 1st in White House Station, New Jersey, Carla Ulbrich. On the 2nd in San Jose, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On the 4th in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goody. The 7th through 9th in Albany, New York, Carla Ulbrich. On the 8th in Marquette, Michigan, Bussy. On the 8th in New Orleans, Louisiana, the Consortium of Genius. On the 8th in Beacon, New York, Amy Englehart. And on the 9th on YouTube, Escape from the Secret Lab, featuring the Consortium of Genius. All right, birthdays. Coming up on the 4th, Steve Goody. Happy birthday, Steve. All right, second song of the week is a new one by Via Bella from their upcoming album, The Hope EP. Here is Everything Hurts.
I woke up this morning and reached for my pillowcase, tried to stretch and instantly felt the pain flare. Is it time for a hot pack, or cold pack, or pain patch? Is waking up hurting just what I must bear? Oh, everything hurts and I'm dying. La-di-da-da-da-da-da. Everything hurts and I'm dying. I hurt myself painting, or sitting, or standing. I bring my own pillow wherever I go. I can't digest dairy, or gluten, or garlic, and my energy's always just terribly low. Oh, everything hurts and I'm dying. La-di-da-da-da-da-da. Everything hurts and I'm dying. La-di-da-da-di-da-dum. Well, my thyroid quit working, more ailments are lurking. Can this really be just what it's like getting old? My confusion, the bleeding. Eating soup makes me hot flash, but I'm still always cold. 'Cause everything hurts and I'm dying. La-di-da-da-da-da-da-da. Everything hurts and I'm dying. La-di-da-da-di-da-dum. Oh, everything hurts and I'm dying. La-di-da-da-da-da-da-da. Everything hurts and I'm dying. La-di-da-da-di-da-dum. La-di-da-da-di-da-dum.
I am here with Bella Via. How you doing, folks?
Via Bella, actually, but
Via, God
that's
damn
really
it.
our fault.
I just Via Bella Via. What? Okay, one of them is your last name. One of them is your band name. You figure it out.
Exactly. Well, really, we should have. I'm terrible at naming things. Like Ookla the Bach is ungoogleable.
Yeah,
no
it
one
is.
knows about it. So
Yeah.
That's not my strength for sure.
So, tell us about this song that I'm going to have stuck in my head for the next 4 months.
Aaron, why don't you start with the lyrics?
Okay. Yeah. So I wrote most of that lyric a few years back during February album writing month. And it was 100% inspired by a true story. There were a couple of jokes that Rand added.
She doesn't
not based on a true story.
Yeah.
But
that's. Oh.
Yeah, and the title of the song was inspired by a quote / meme from Parks and Recreation. The everything hurts and I'm dying. There's a
Okay. I haven't seen that, so I'll have to look that up.
It's gone around.
And Aaron kind of sent me that lyric, and I think Aaron said I think there's 2 jokes I added, but otherwise it's exactly what she wrote, with the exception that she did write a full chorus, and I just immediately knew that it had to be kind of like Irish in in 6/8, and I knew that the chorus had to just be the title line with la-di-da-das. We had to get rid of the other words. And so thank you for, implying that the melody is well constructed. So.
Yeah, well, I listened to it before. I listened to it like when you first posted it, and then I listened to it again to refresh my memory before the interview. And I'm like, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be going for a while. But yeah, I wrote my song "Getting Old Sucks" was also based on true events. Shortly after my 30th birthday, I bent over to tie my shoes and I pulled a muscle in my back, and I was like, "No, that's a song. That's going to be a song. That has to be a song." Yeah.
Yes, I think it all started when you hurt yourself painting. I think was probably,
I mean, that was a big part of it.
How do you hurt yourself painting?
Well, now, was this like fine art painting, or are you painting walls?
Painting sets. I was doing community theater.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I guess it would have been funnier if it was.
Yeah. Cramp.
No, but it was my back. It was actually my piriformis muscle was strained and caused all kinds of problems.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
were you able to get the sets done at least?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you just fight through the pain when you there's a new pain I'm going to have for a while. Might as well get back to work, It's just kind of the existence, once you hit a certain age.
Aaron, something I've never actually asked you.
Yeah.
Given that the first line of the song is "I woke up this morning," did you intend it to be a blues song?
No.
It never occurred to me. Because, it does have the opening line, "I woke up this morning," which, because like I said, that didn't occur to me at the time. I just immediately, as I read it, I heard, pretty much the melody as it exists, formed itself.
So Rand, you figured out how the music was going to go for everything here, right?
Yes, yeah, I kind of wrote and arranged the song, and in the studio, like I wasn't sure how we wanted, I went to the studio and recorded the acoustic guitar and put the drums down, and but I wasn't sure what else. But I remember like what you're hearing on the guitar is like my first take, meaning that it was like the warm up take. Usually you just run through it once, so that they can make sure the levels are good. And I was like, and I said, oh, let's do it again. And the engineer, my friend Doug, was like, no. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you're never gonna, like, he was so insistent that it was kind of insulting, like I was like, you are incapable of doing it better. We will be here for 3 hours if we do it again. So like I said, I felt good and bad about that. And then the more, like, we kind of listened to it, this is when I had like my scratch vocal on it, for, so before Aaron replaced, the final vocal, we kind of listened to it, and I just found myself hearing, I sent it off to my friend Mike to put the bass on it, and then for some reason, I heard like concertina and organ as kind of the background instruments, and my cousin Mike Brunacini, if you think Bellavia is hard to pronounce, as a musician, that we've worked on each other's stuff before, and he added the concertina and the organ.
As long as he doesn't form a band called Cini Bruna, I think we're good.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
But yeah, it's a very cool sounding song. It sounds really good. And as I said, going to be stuck in my head for a while. So
we're not sorry.
No, you're not. I can tell. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Now the other question is, Halloween is Friday. Was this intended to be like a Halloween song because, oh God, you're getting older and everything's going to hurt, and this is just the scariest thing you can imagine, or was it just coincidental
just
timing?
Happenstance, yeah, coincidence. Yeah, I mean, we'll take it. Like I said, starting from now, I will say that. But
yeah, because I was thinking, I'm like, well, this could be considered a Halloween song because it is kind of a scary topic, I mean,
but scary for adults, yeah.
So you guys have any plans for Halloween?
No.
Probably not. We, there's the biggest Filk convention is OVFF, which takes place in Columbus, Ohio, and was this last weekend. We just got home from it late last night, and so usually we're so exhausted from that the following weekend we're just like, we usually don't make plans for Halloween just because we're, that's a day to sleep in and not put on pants.
Indeed, that's what they need is a Halloween con, like just a whole weekend around Halloween.
That would be
Halloween con. There probably is one.
Probably.
Yeah, I would consider that. Well, actually, next year I think OVFF is getting moved.
Right. I was going to say sometimes it does fall over Halloween weekend. It just depends.
Yeah, there's a list online, so you can Google that later.
You found them all, yeah.
All right, so do you guys have anything you'd like to plug?
Yes, in fact, this song is going to be on what we're calling the Hope EP, 5-track EP, which is coming out this Friday. So you can listen to it. Both the CD and the MP3s are on Bandcamp. Can be streamed there, and then starting Friday, it should be on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, YouTube, wherever you stream music. But it does exist on CD. So if you would like to own it in a physical media, you can, probably the simplest way to do that would be to order it through our Bandcamp page.
All right. Sounds good.
Anything else, Aaron?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us.
Oh, it's our pleasure.
And we will catch you next time.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback. Feedback. You know that segment of the show we do about now? Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback. Christerix wrote, "Hey guys, on this episode, you discussed the song Girls Don't Fart and how you didn't know the real identity of the artist Strangely Brown. I hadn't heard the song before, so I looked it up on YouTube. Lo and behold, the top comment on the video I watched was from a guy named Andrew Ross claiming that he was the original artist, and then he links to the YouTube video. I don't know how credible he is, but I thought I'd let you know. Thank you for pointing that out. I read his comments, and other comments on that video claim it's by Randy Travis, and then Andrew Ross comes in to quote-unquote set the record straight and tells his story. He does sound credible, so I mean, I think there might be something to this. Don't know for sure, but yeah, if not, he tells a good story. But yeah, check that out if you're into that song, which was always a favorite of mine. And over on YouTube, A-Log!
Oh my god, it's you, not again!
A-Log wrote, what the hell just beeped? Oh, Facebook. All right. A-Log wrote, "Why, yes, any track does count when it comes to being a hit on the Funny 25. Thanks for agreeing with my sentiment on how being on it still counts as a victory. Also, I feel sorry for the cop that had to tell his supporter, yeah, the guy gave me the finger." Indeed. I actually saw that cop again at Jeremy's football game on Saturday. Didn't get a chance to talk to him, though. All right, that's it for feedback.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah. Tomorrow's song is by Joe J. Thomas. And Tuesday's song is by Drew Jacobs. And last week we forgot to tease the Spotify playlist or come up with a topic, so I just did farts. And this week, since tomorrow's Halloween, I'm going to do Halloween. So we'll have Halloween songs tomorrow on the Spotify playlist. All right. Via Bella is at viabellaband.bandcamp.com. Carrie Dahlby is at carriedalby.bandcamp.com. And that's going to do it for this show. Let's get out of here. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice, and I'm all alone now. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, shout it to random people on the street, and be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say,
"Stupid day job, stupid day job, stupid day job, stupid day job, ah, stupid day job."